It's come up with some interesting figures because we all believe, and watching the news, you'd say that the country is about to go completely under. Well, it isn't. They're actually really starting to happen, and there's definitely a buzz that's around. Direct marketing, which is mail, is in second place. Events is the highest. Direct marketing is in second place at 16.8.
The Dorset Council had a very small team of people on their economic development strength. They had, I think, 3 people, and so they didn't have anyone to go out and meet businesses, run workshops and run breakfasts, so they employed us to do it for them. Whereas Dorset have got a big pot of money, £2 million to give out as grants to businesses, all of which is 50% funded. So people start knocking on the door, and don't ever, if you're borrowing money, please sign a personal guarantee. Lots of people will lend you money. There's always someone who lends you money, but you may really regret it afterwards. We might have a recession, but it won't be huge. It might go down by 0.1 or 0.2%. But I think if we're going to have a change of government, so I think that I always reckon that the international market knows best. And at the moment, we're trading well against the dollar and against the euro. What you do as well as you can, and if you are struggling with certain things, if you're not good at something, get someone in to do it for you. Don't leave something because it's not your specialist. Don't leave all the numbers because you don't like it, or don't leave the marketing. Use the technology that's available. So I think we have a good year. Need to be optimistic and not listen to the headlines. Focus on your business and do what you do better. That's it. Thank you very much.
Has anybody got any questions for Nick? And one of the things that we encourage with all of the awards, the awards are there to help promote local business. And they come at the beginning when they're networking, they just huddle in a corner, they don't talk to anybody, they don't get out there. You've just got to get out there and do it. You walk into a room and you just talk to anybody. Nobody's going to be rude to you. It's what it's about. Well, they might be rude to you, but you've got to have, businesses have to promote themselves, which is a lovely way in to introduce Chris Conway, Dorset Police.
So my name's Chris Conroy, I'm the Cyber Protect Officer for Dorset Police, and in a nutshell, my job is to come and do events like this. I go to businesses, community groups, charities, schools, absolutely anywhere where people might benefit from a bit of insight into cybercrime. So the things that we know are going on, impacting businesses, individuals, and so on. So let's go move on to the next slide. It's a quick show of hands. Does anybody recognise this person? It's not a real person at all. This person doesn't exist. This is something I'd made using a tool, funnily enough, called This Person Does Not Exist. And it's created using technology called a Generative Adversarial Network, or GAN. And these bits of technology, so GANs, they're really, really capable. As we can see here, looking at that, I've told you it's fake, but can you really tell that's not a real person? Anyone would, if you saw that pop up, you'd just think that's just a mugshot of some bloke I've never met before. That's it. It puts it out as its product. So GANs are how we end up with something like this. It's really clever technology, but it's come to the point where you can even do things like this.
Generative adversarial networks can also turn photos into video and do a half-decent job of cloning someone's voice. This was created using a tool found on Google, which was trained using less than a minute of recorded speech.
So that's what AI is capable of doing, and really, whilst it's quite impressive, it's also fairly scary, So I'm going to move on to phishing emails quickly as well. This is probably where we're going to see the criminal use of AI really kick in and be more impactful. They told it, use these social engineering techniques. So if you have to skim through, you'll see certain things. Join me for a special event to discuss limited advancement, incentives, it's mentioned incentives. Send it to all employees from HR, delivery method by email. So Cornell University carried out this study to establish how effective AI phishing emails could be. Using different AI models, so ChatGPT or GPT is an AI model. AI-generated emails where they basically said, right, go to this website, learn about this company, and then send a phishing email. 66% effectiveness. And that is exactly the same as if a person were to sit there, study a company, study an individual, send a handcrafted phishing email, and just off it goes. So looking at that 66% effectiveness, if it was computer or human, you might think, well, but these two down here are probably the more interesting ones. Now, spear phishing, this is this sort of thing where you get your intelligence picture, you send a very specific email to a specific person in an organisation. That's really effective stuff that usually ends up with, or can often end up with, somebody paying away huge chunks of money. For a human to do that, to 112 people, was just under 10 hours work. It took the computer 15 minutes to do. So cyber awareness, this is, like I said, the bread and butter of what I do. My job is to go out and try and make people a bit more aware of the threats and what they can do about them. The NCSE also make available an e-learning package. So if you haven't got time to have somebody like me come in and do a talk to your staff or anything like that, you can just send them all off to do an e-learning package on the NCSE website, which goes through all the cyber essentials. That's a different product altogether. And that is it. That's my last slide. I feel like I've rushed through it. I don't know if I made it through on time that time, Nigel.
My watch is up there.
Let's just say yes. I have a habit of overrunning, particularly for some reason whenever it's one of Nigel's events, I'm never on time. It really is Miranda's turn to talk.
Thank you.
Now, Miranda took one of the big steps during these current strange times of opening up a business. And
So I was asked here today to tell you what it's like to launch a business in the current climate. So I can probably sum that up in one word: carnage. It's been happy carnage and it's been stressful carnage, but winning the various business and awards hosted by Nigel and Marketing West events have been real high points. And now we're here as sponsors for the 2024 awards in Waynes and Portland, Dorchester and Poundbury, Bridport and Lyme Regis, which is fantastic because we really like buffets. So if you're pondering an entry into the business awards, what's stopping you? It's certainly worked for us. Thanks, Nigel.
the key thing, and it was something that Nick actually touched upon a few minutes ago, which is that you found a gap in the market and then you promoted it. The awards themselves are between 12 and 2:15 on Wednesday the 22nd of May, and they're at the Dorchester Corn Exchange. Again, it's really increasing that focus on supporting and helping local business. Enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the awards.